From a blank canvas to a vibrant virtual world, we are diving headfirst into the creative process of bringing games to life. In this series, we'll be documenting every step, every challenge, and every triumph along the way. Hi, I'm Apurva, and I'm thrilled to invite you on this exhilarating journey. Together, we'll explore the art of programming, the thrill of designing immersive gameplay, and the magic of seeing ideas transform into interactive experiences. Whether you're a fellow game enthusiast, aspiring developer, or simply curious about the process, this devlog is for you. Join me as I navigate uncharted territories, experiment with unique mechanics, and learn from the industry's best. To make a game, first I needed an idea. After brainstorming for some time, I came up with nothing. That's when I thought I should ask ChatGPT. So I asked ChatGPT to give me an idea to make a game where you explore and find keys to move to the next level. And it gave me this. I was actually surprised by the capabilities of ChatGPT. It gave me a very good idea of how the game should be. It gave me the title of the game, the plot, the different mechanics that needed to be built. So, after getting an idea for the game, I created a new project. Now, I knew that I wanted the game to be in third person. So, I had two choices. I can make my own, which I already did in my previous video, or I can download the third-person controller made by Unity. I decided to try out the third-person controller made by Unity to see if it fit my game. So, I went to Google and searched the asset store, and I had no internet connection. After fixing that, I searched starter asset and opened the third-person controller and added it to my assets list, and again, I had no internet connection. I don't know what happened to my internet today. So, after fixing that, I needed to sign in again. Great! After signing in and adding the asset to my asset list, I opened the asset in Unity and it was asking me to sign in again. After signing in again for the I don't even know the number at this point, I downloaded and imported the asset into my project. I started checking how the controller works, checking its code, and it was pretty good. So with that, I created a new scene and I needed some assets to make my game. I went to the asset store again and found nothing free for this project that I liked. So after searching, I found some good assets in Kenis. So from there, I downloaded the mini dungeon, graveyard kit, survival kit, retro medieval kit, urban city kit, and some animated characters and imported everything into my project. Then I started inspecting every asset to find the best one for my game. For some reason, I liked this graveyard kit a lot and wanted to make a game with it. In the end, I chose the graveyard kit. As soon as I saw the graveyard kit, I knew what I wanted to make. After selecting the asset for my game, I needed a player for my main player. So I went to the asset store and found this free RPG human character and downloaded it. Then I imported the character into the project and set up the third-person controller. Then I scaled down the character to match the environment. I realized that this controller was too good for my project. What do I mean by that? This controller has a lot of features and I don't need this complex controller for my game. So I decided to make my own, which I already did in my previous video. So I imported that. After adjusting it a bit, I had this. Then I cleaned up the code to make it more readable. Now there are some features missing from this controller, mainly the ability to jump, gravity, that sort of thing. So for that, I just copied the gravity and jumping from my first person controller video and it worked fine. That was the end of day 1. On day 2, after having a basic controller, I started making a level for my game. Let me make some things clear. I can't design levels. I managed to create something. But when I started playing on the map, it turned out to be very small. The player can run across the map in less than 30 seconds. Unfortunately, I don't have any footage of that level. I only have this screenshot. So to make the level bigger and more interesting, I used Unity's terrain system to make the level. But as you can see here, I haven't used terrain tools in a long time and I was struggling to make something good. After trying the tool for some time, I finally managed to make something decent. Now I needed textures. So I downloaded some placeholder textures, and as you can see, it looks like this. On day 3, I sculpted the terrain a little more, then I downloaded the textures that are gonna be on the game. I wanted a church to be on top of this hill. So I need a church model. I searched a bunch of places until I found a church model in opengamer.org. But it was a Blender file. So I imported it into Blender and then Unity. I found out that it had no material. So I added a temporary material. I scaled down the church to fit the environment. After that, I started placing graves to fill the level. And it was the end of day 3. On day 4, I placed more gravestones throughout the level and fixed their rotation and all that. Then I changed the textures. Right now I'm painting the roads. After that, suddenly something clicked in my mind. I can just use the terrain tree placement tool to place the gravestones. So for that, I quickly added every prefab to my tree slot and started placing them. After placing them, I realized that none of them had any colliders. So it was very useless. I deleted everything, then added collider to every one of them, and then imported them into trees. Then again I had to place them in the terrain. This was all that I could do in this week. I can just work 4 days a week because I have to record the voice, edit the video and publish it. I know someone else would have done more than me in 4 days. I just suck at level designing and I only work for 1 to 2 hours a day in my game because of school and all that. This is the current state of my game. Let me know if you like the idea or not. And on that note, if you want to learn how I created this third person controller, make sure you go and watch this video.